back, folks, to the Mailright podcast. This is episode 351. Yes, you got me, not Robert. Robert has disappeared to Hawaii for the week, sunning himself and having a great time. So you just got me and my co-founder of Mailright, Adam Brown. We're going to be talking about Google local SEO and how you can dominate your local market and get some great leads.
Yeah.
Um, Adam, can you introduce yourself to the podcast?
Yeah, well, for what it's worth, I actually grew up on the island of Kauai till I was about 7 years old. So, a little shocker for everybody out there. And to Robert, hope you enjoy and don't get too burned up. Yeah, I'm co founder of MailRight and also own a marketing agency. So, we're familiar with SEO, the video side, online website. It's really great working with Jonathan. He's kind of a word press extraordinaire. And it's just a really nice blend and
Yeah,
match for each other.
Adam is a real social media animal, a real Facebook expert, and he's a pretty good video editor
I
maker.
love it.
So we've got a diverse set of skills, haven't we, Adam?
Yeah, and they match and complement really well.
Yep. And he's a nicer guy than I am, basically. Um,
You're a
um,
nice guy.
I could have my moments. You're more calmer. At least I know that I can get a bit worked up. But there we go. So let's go straight into it, tribe. So the great news is that 90% plus of your competition ain't going to do any of what we're going to describe in this podcast, and
Mm-hmm.
you should. And everything we can describe is free. And by doing what we're going to outline in this podcast, you can really dominate your local SEO. And what I mean by local is a zip code based dominance. You should have a physical address. You set up your Google profile. By doing that, you've got to give a zip code or the zip code that your business operates in. You can put in a group of zip codes. And by doing that, and they send you a card to your address, and then they match up the zip codes to your physical address.
Mm-hmm.
Um, then you've got what I call city or regional. So if you live in Reno, you've to get good SEO for the city of Reno. If somebody just puts Reno in, it's going to be more competitive. And then you've got regional SEO. If you want to show up for Northern Nevada or Nevada in general, that's going to be tougher. But we're specifically talking about zip-based dominance here.
Mm-hmm.
And we're specifically talking about what is called, if you're on your smartphone and you do a real estate search, you're going to get up what is called the Google Map Pack, which is 3 to 5 agents' details linked to a map. And you need to be one of those agents that's in that map pack. That map pack changes with every search, and it's really because you're using a mobile device and Google knows where you are physically in utilizing that mobile device, the search that you the search experience that you have on your phone is a lot more different than on a desktop. What do you reckon, Adam?
Yeah, no, definitely. And I think people can get frustrated at the fact that it's always changing. Google's always changing things, and you almost just have to get used to that. It's part of the territory. If you go on the app now, the Google My Business app is no longer called that. It just directs you right to maps or to search. So what Jonathan's sharing about and we're sharing about is important because these changes are following in line with where Google's headed. And you want to rank, right? Because it gives you more leads. And if you could do a lot of free organic leads, great. We can help you with those as well. But yeah.
Yeah. So, how do you become one of those agents when somebody's in one of the zip codes that you operate in, and they do a search? around property, about finding a property in that zip code or a Pacific property, blah, blah, blah. How can you guarantee that you're going to be one of those agents that is comes up in that Google search pack list? Well, you've got to claim your Google profile, you've got to fill it in, and we've got a number of videos on the MailRight website. We just recently done one, and you'll find them all there, and it goes into quite a bit of detail about the key things that you've got to know and do correctly. In this podcast, I'm going to be talking what I feel of an I'm going to feel be talking about two areas that I feel that you really need and do to really guarantee that you regularly appear in that map pack. Number one is reviews. I think of all the factors that we're going to be talking about, but getting reviews is the number one way that can accelerate your Google profile and being one of those agents that appears in search regularly.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
the more you appear in these local searches, the more people you're going to have phoning you up, because part of the search pack is a phone number. Is a phone number, and it's highlighted quite well with a picture of you and a map, and they're really encouraging people on their phone. They click, they click the phone icon, and it rings you straight away. So they make it really easy. So by being found in these searches, you're going to get a lot more phone calls, and that's what you want, isn't it?
Yep.
So you've got to get reviews. So a lot of you are thinking, whispering in your mind, as I say. I haven't, I only been doing this for a year, 18 months. I haven't sold a lot of houses. I haven't got a lot of people to give me reviews. The good news is obviously having people that have utilized your service for the specific service that you're advertising is the best, but not solely. You can get loads of people that in your contacts on your phone to give you reviews if in previous careers they know you through the community, and hopefully you've been going to loads of community events, because it's a great saying of me and Adam: if you want success as a real estate agent, you cannot be the invisible agent.
True. Digital
uh,
mayor.
you got to be out and about, meeting and shaking, as I say.
Yeah.
You've got to be going to community events and not sticking your card in front of people, but you've got to be telling everybody that you're there to be a service and to be their agent, and getting yourself out there, as I say.
Mm-hmm.
So you've got to get more reviews. So they're just people that know you, can say good things about you, but you've got to have a plan of action. You've got to have a contact them, text them, give them a call initially. If you've got a list, if you've got a database, you then need a plan of action to email these older clients, and a methodology to encourage them to give you reviews. What you reckon, Adam?
Yeah, and having a system definitely would make it easier for the agent or the broker to be able to not just solicit but get good quality reviews and get a good quantity of them, because we know a lot of times the more reviews you have, the higher you're going to rank. It's not all the time, but it is very important, and does prove to be true in most research. So
Yeah. So agents, the best time to ask for a testimonial and review is what I call the Goldilocks period. That's the period a couple of days after you've sold or bought a house for the client. They love you more than they love their mother and father, probably. Uh, I'm only kidding. I'm only kidding, tribe. Um, and that's the time. But if you're dealing with a lot of older clients, you've got an older database, you've not been in contact with those people, how can you encourage those people in your database when you do outreach, probably through email, to get them to give you some reviews, because the more reviews you have on Google, the more phone calls you get. The more phone calls you get, the more clients you will get. The more clients you
Mm-hmm.
get, the more checks you will get. So, how do you do it? Well, I suggest one of the factors is you need to write out an email. You need to give some examples. You need to make clear in the email that they shouldn't just copy the examples, they're just there to give them some ideas. Then I found a methodology that does work is to be honest with these older clients in your database, saying that you're trying to get more reviews because it really helped your business. At the end of the month, you'll just be choosing a couple of agents by rat agents, older clients that given testimonials. You'll be choosing one or two of the best ones. You'll be sending those a $50, $25, $50 Starbucks card. And all you'll be asking them to give you a local non-profit that's doing good in the community. And the two most popular, you will be sending those two non-profits $100 to $200, which you can claim back off your tax anyway.
Yeah, right off.
Um, yeah. And you'll be sending them a check, you'll be getting the invoice back from them, and you'll be sending that invoice to everybody or publishing it on your Facebook page. Um, and people love it, and it does really encourage them to actually give you a review. What do you
Mm-hmm.
reckon, Adam?
Yeah, again, using keywords in your reviews is huge. And like Jonathan said, be careful, but coach them. And I always tell people, ask for 5 stars. Right, 5 stars is the most you can get. Ask for 5 stars if you know they're happy with your services. If it's been months or a year plus, you might want to remind them, and just make sure, hey, checking in, and hope you're still enjoying your home or your condo, your townhouse, whatever it was, and then give them some ways and examples so that they're using your full name. They're using terms like real estate agent, buying a home, selling a home, depending on what their circumstances were, including the city that they bought in or sold in. Those are all things that Google will pick up on, and it will increase your ranking organically. And people that get 100 plus, it makes a real big difference in your local area. And like Jonathan said, a lot of people aren't doing it. They're overwhelmed or whatever the reason, but it does work, and MailRite can even help with that.
Yeah, we've got a great system. We've got actual system built from the ground up for this sole purpose of getting reviews.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a pretty slick system. And me and Adam be more than happy to show it to you. You can book a free chat with either me or Adam on the MailRite website, and I'll be more than happy to show that and just have a general chat with you and give you some help around your digital marketing in general. We're going to go for our
Mm-hmm.
break. We'll be back in a few moments. We'll be covering some other important aspects of this. We'll be back soon, folks. We're coming back. Um, I feel naked without Robert, but Adam's been really quite good, hasn't he? And he's better looking than Robert as well. So it's a win-win if you're watching this, tribe. Uh, um, no, Robert's sunning himself in Hawaii. I'm not bitter, tribe. I'm not bitter that I'm not in Hawaii as well. But there we go. Someone's got to man the fault, haven't they? So, another factor about this is I think this is a great, and the MailRite system is a great resource. Another great resource is utilizing this with BombBomb. You can integrate the MailRite system with BombBomb, um, but you can use the MailRite without BombBomb. But I think the combination, or for goodness gracious, you shouldn't do this. But if you don't want to use the MailRite system, you can use the BombBomb, because sending out video, um, this is a great use case of BombBomb. And
Mm-hmm.
we had one of the founders on I think last week, or the week before, one of the founders of BombBomb. It's a great service, and this will make sure that these emails, like if you're utilizing the mailright system, it guarantees that your email to these older clients actually gets into their inboxes and not into their junk folder, right? That's important. And so that's one consideration. The other is, what are some of the other factors? Well, Adam has described the categories and filling in the form. Another main factor is what Google calls your digital presence, your
Mm,
digital activity. It looks at, it's trying to match up a specific search that somebody's doing in a specific zip code to the right agent. And one of the things it looks is the activity of that agent online. And what is activity? It's social media. Are you publishing videos to YouTube? Then are you pushing those videos onto your Google profile? Google owns both. So it
mm-hmm.
gives you stars for doing that. Have you got a website? Is the website mobile friendly? Are the people going to the website staying on the website because you've got some really good evergreen content? Or are they just bouncing off? Have you got your own IDX on your own website so people are doing actual searches? Google doesn't know precisely why they're staying on the website, but Google knows the amount of time that each person that comes to your website is spending. And that's really important because it's a really sign of how the quality of your content on your website. If people are just going and bouncing off your website in less than a minute, Google takes that as a real clear sign that your content is rubbish. I was going to say something stronger than that, but I want to keep it clean.
Rubbish.
Rubbish. I was going to say something stronger than I tried, but there we go. And if you have all these factors sorted out, the signals that you're giving to Google is that the content, your relevance, and that's the word, relevance,
Mm-hmm.
you are the right agent, and they will make sure that you are shown in that map pack on a much more regular basis. How does that sound, Adam?
Yeah, and relevance. If you're relevant, then you're going to have reviews. So all that integrates really well together. So, yeah.
So, any other things you want to point out before we wrap it up? Because we've done this about 5 times, haven't we? And I've
Yeah.
stretched your patience about 1,000 times, haven't I?
Yeah. I just think use Google. I mean, it's there. They want you to use their platform. A lot of people don't realize that you can post photos and videos right on Google. You can post events. If you have an open house, are you posting about that? Are you creating that event? Why not? It's there. It's free. So if all this seems overwhelming to you, the MailRite platform definitely can help you get all this set up. There's some training that's involved, but it's not overwhelming, and a lot of it just gets done for you. And depending on the plans and things like that, it's really affordable. So yeah, we encourage you just to book a demo if you're interested.
That's great. And just do a quick recap. Like I say, we've got videos on the MailRite YouTube channel that describe how to set up your Google business profile, claim it. You'll be sent a card. The card's got a serial number. You put the serial number in the Google profile, and then you can claim your profile. There's steps. You've got to fully fill it in. You've got to have a proper physical address, blah, blah,
Mm-hmm.
blah. You fill your profile, your bio, fill it all up to the limit. Upload photos from your phone, from the zip code that your that you're covering. Your photos that you upload from your phone will tell Google that they were taken in the same zip codes that you're claiming. So it gives it another signal. There's local trade directories. These are lists of services. There's a number of them. Not normally that effective when it comes to more regional city SEO, but Google sees them. You can find all these different trade directories by doing a search. Um, there's a service called moss.org.com. They offer a service where it can you fill in one form once and then it will send it to all these directories. Costs about 100 to $150, I think. I'll put a link in the show notes for that particular service and check the price. It's a one-off charge. It's not a monthly thing, and it
That's
will help
nice.
with this. Um, and if you just do all the things that we outlined, the other beautiful thing is with a lot of SEO, if you post stuff on one place and then you post it somewhere else, Google will penalize you. With this, it doesn't. You post on your website, you post on your YouTube channel, you can post all that stuff on your Google profile, and Google actually gives you even better SEO. It doesn't actually penalize you. So you can use stuff on multiple purposes and then put them on your Google profile and you'll get benefit from that. So do listen to us and do this. So, Adam, how can people find out more about you and what you're up to, Adam?
Yeah, I mean, directly with our mail-right.com. There's a chat on that as well. You can also look us up on our social media accounts, and I'm also Explore Marketing LLC is my Instagram, Facebook. So you can find me on all those, and we'd love to help you out.
That's great. And if you want to chat with either me or Adam, you can go to the MailRite website. You can book a free chat with us. It's totally free. We can show you some of the elements to the MailRite platform, and we can also give you some free advice about your digital marketing in general. I'll be more than happy to help you. I'll be back next week with Robert. He will be relaxed and um, Adam is also going off on a little trip. I'm not
Yay.
jealous and bitter, am I, Adam? But there we
Yeah.
go. Um,
Jonathan's next, maybe.
yeah, no chart. Well, I am actually going on a little trip at the first week in the second week
Nice.
of September. So
Good.
we will be back soon. See you soon, folks.
Thanks.
Bye.
Bye.